Hi everybody, Kirk here with Ink and Impulse, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have something a little bit more informal. As you can see back here, this is a box from Hobonichi, and this is my first ever actual order from the Hobonichi website. All my other Hobonichi items have been purchased from other websites, and so I haven't had anything directly from Japan until now. So what I'm going to do is start off with the haul that I got from Hobonichi's website, and then I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been doing in my Hobonichis so far this year, what's been working for me, what hasn't, how I've set things up, and some things that I'm going to change. So this is going to be a chatty long form video, so if that sounds good to you, then just keep on watching. Alright everybody, so before we get into the big box, that green box was actually in a bigger box so that I could also have this shipped to me. And this is called the Stappo, and this is the bow and tie Happy Ice Cream, which I believe is one of the patterns that is only on the Hobonichi website. Unfortunately, when I saw this, I thought it was the cutest thing ever, and I had just really wanted it. I did already have a Stappo, so I'll bring the one that I already have, and this is the Tamagotchi one. And I'm going to let you know that I like to take care of my things. My pens are almost always in a case, especially if I'm traveling. But this is one of those items where I'm like, I am going to use it till it's dead, essentially. Even though this is like the cutest pattern ever, you know, I really want to take care of it, but I also need to use it. This is purely a utilitarian item for me, and so I'm going to remove the flap. It's going to be Velcro, so depending on how it sounds in my headphones when I'm editing it, I might mute this sound. So, all right, so it's bright yellow inside, and this has actually been cleared out pretty well. And let me just draw your attention to this back pocket. I usually have some book clasps on the back. What do I have back here? Just some sticky notes, just some regular ones. I always need sticky notes. I got a little pair of scissors, and I think that's, oh, I've got some tweezers as well. So these are some of those items, like I use tweezers for sticker placement in my planners. So you see there's a button closure here, and snaps back, and now I'm able to put this on my desk and I have everything that I need. Now, like I said before, this one's already kind of cleared out, and I kept the little tag with it, but this is to carry everything that I need when I go to work. So if you guys don't know, I am a teacher, I guess for now, and I keep a lot of different pens that I like to use for the week. If I have themed gel pens that I need for my planner setups, I'll put them in here. I have so much washi tape, but oftentimes I'll just get a handful, the ones that I'm using for the week, and I will put them in here so that if I need them, I've got some glue, because sometimes I like to scrapbook things in my planners and I like to be able to put it down. I usually also have a tape runner in here, but this is kind of what I use it for. I got my like monthlies, I got some washi tape stickers, I've got some like sign here, like a little important things. And I was just going through this before I came on camera, and I actually found one of my multi-pen end caps. So one second here, I'll pause the video. So I found one of these in the bottom of this thing, which as you can see, it's already got stains and stuff. So I saw this and I was like, are you kidding me? Now the backstory to this is that this is the cap to this pen, which I love. This is the multi-pen, the 4-in-1 multi-pen here, and this is the Jetstream. So when I lost this, I was distraught. I was simply distraught. I lost it like 2 months ago, essentially the day after I made the video on this pen, and I was like, wow, because just carrying around the pen like this to me just looked just crazy. It reminded me of all my failures in life, just because I cannot keep track of a little pen end. So the eraser cover. So the reason why this bothered me so much is because I had this pen out downstairs and I was planning using it, loving it, enjoying it, and I noticed that I couldn't find the end. And keep in mind, I have a 4-year-old, so things get crazy down there. So I was just, I thought I had lost it in the couch cushions. I tore my house apart looking for this end piece. And I'm like, it's just not going to happen. So what I did is I reached out to Uni and I asked if I could buy a few of these replacement caps, because I know myself and I know that I will misplace them, or I will, leave them somewhere. I'll lose them. My kid will eat it, something, and they said they don't sell these separately, which was very, very disappointing. But they saw that I had bought this pen, right? They asked for, proof of purchase. They saw that I had a YouTube channel and they went ahead and sent me a replacement pen. Now, it wasn't exactly a replacement pen, but it was a gift card or gift voucher for the cost of a pen. And so because I loved this pen so much, I did order the same one. This color was out of stock, but I did get, I believe, the silver version. And shout out to their customer service, because that was a crazy good, customer service experience. And this is so beautiful. It's almost icy blue. Like, it is so silver, it's almost blue. And look, even this cap here, it's not interchangeable with the other one. I mean, you could use it on the other one, but it's just, they're all like unique colors to these. So let's hope that I can keep this pen intact. And by the way, me just now finding this cap 2 months later, now I have a complete pen that I can still use, right? I was going to use it regardless, but it was going to be like a bench pen, something that I could just throw around. And just knowing that they still sent it to me, or let me, have this experience to where I could get another pen to replace it. I am a fan of, Uni. They've bought me, basically, because to know that this was an expensive pen. This is like $20+, almost $30, I believe, maybe a little over $30. And to know that their customer service was there for me for that, at least that one time, it goes a long way. So here's my old Stappo. We don't need to take a tour of her. She's trashed up. She's just purely utilitarian. She's got some clips in there. This used to be slammed with supplies, but now I have the brand new one, because I'm going to keep the things that I need to take to work with me in one, which will be this one because I've already trashed it up. And then the ones that I need just for like extras around the house, because I like to plan in different places. This is my kind of office setup that I don't use other than I'm, filming. So let's go ahead and just quickly take a look at the ice cream one. This guy was $37, and it's made with this it's kind of like a nylon. It looks to be like very wipeable. Like if water or moisture were to get on it, you could just kind of wipe it off. You could probably throw it in the washing machine and let it air dry, and it would probably be fine. I don't know what it recommends. Cool. I don't fluently read Japanese, but if my brother is watching this video, he could translate it for you. All right, so I'm going to open this flap. Oh, and wow, if you can see the different colors of yellow, obviously the Hobonichi or the Tamagotchi one is very playful, obviously, if you guys remember Tamagotchi. So this is a bright primary yellow. This one is more of a cream. It's so pretty. And if you haven't seen the inside of the Stappo, there's some really large open compartments, which is what I like. And then you can also fold these compartments away and have like a really big open compartment if you had something longer that you needed to put in there. I really like that little bit of versatility there. You have a Hobonichi tab. You have some expandable front pockets. You have a very roomy back pocket, again with the little Stappo tab. You got your little snap closure, and I love this one. Again, this, even though it's a Hobonichi exclusive, I am definitely going to be using it for what it was intended for. This item here is a purely utilitarian item. I love this. I totally recommend it. Now for the Hobonichi box, and just to preface this, I am not a Hobonichi fangirl. This is the first year I've ever used Hobonichi. I've always been, you know, I'm pretty basic. I've been like around the block with the agenda planners, the Erin Condren planners, Happy planner. I've made my own. I've done the ADHD planners, trying to get my life in order. I have used a planner for decades, ever since high school. And so when I heard about the Hobonichi hype, I was like, that sounds like something I don't want to get into, because I heard a lot about you can't get certain items and you have to wait in line and blah, blah, blah. And to me, the exclusivity is not fun. It causes a lot of anxiety. It causes a lot of like FOMO that's manufactured, because it's like, I didn't even know about this. And now I know going into it that a lot of people are lining up every year for their releases. And I know things are going to sell out and all this stuff. Still, when I made this channel, I knew that I had to be familiar with Hobonichi or it's just not going to work. Because a lot of people just love Hobonichi. I am coming from it from fresh eyes. I love the design, like how it looks, all the things, but I am at my core a fountain pen lover, an ink lover. I like to plan, but I also like design, and this kind of just didn't seem like it was going to work for me. I have been in Hobonichi for about 2 months now, and it's pretty good. It's like hit or miss. We'll get into that later, but this is an order that I placed on 27 November of last year. So I just now got it yesterday, and that was the 17th of January. So it's been a while. I knew I was going to have to wait because the one item that I wanted was like open for pre-order, and it said if I pre-order the item, then I'm gonna have to wait until it comes into stock to ship it out and all that. But I will say, once they shipped it out, I got the email on 15 January, and it was delivered in 2 days. So they used like FedEx International, I believe. That's how I got it, and it was here quick. I mean, I did have to wait 2 months, but once it was shipped, I didn't have to wait 2 or 3 weeks for it to be like checked out and sniffed out. I did, however, pay a good bit in tariffs and duties, you know, the whole situation, right? So on my $211 order, I paid, this is crazy now that I'm looking at it, $42 in shipping, $45 in duties and taxes, and $13 in sales tax. So on my $211 order, I spent $312. That is insane. That's, you know, obviously we're not going to get into the origins of the insanity, okay? But just know that that's crazy. So let's go ahead and get into the box. And I will say the packaging was beautiful. I've heard some horror stories that, oh my God, you know, my item came crushed and all this stuff. Mine came beautifully packaged. I've already opened this to remove some of the packaging so we don't have to struggle with it. But just know some of the items inside were bubble wrapped. So all my little teeny items in here were in a bubble wrapped sleeve, and it was just packaged beautifully. So here are all my items. You can see some of the cool stuff. I did receive 3 of their yearly pens, because one comes with each planner purchase, and I have 3 planners here. So crazy, I know, but don't judge me just yet. So let's go in there one by one. The first items I pulled out are the Hobonichi Weeks Mega in this seductive yellow color. And let me see, the yellow is called Full Moon Yellow, which is a beautiful visual. I'm a very visual listener, so when I hear people talk or I read things, it is like an image in my head. That's just like my neurospicy brain. It just won't, you know, leave me alone for good or for bad. And so this is called the Full Moon Yellow, and this, you know, compared to my regular Hobonichi Weeks, pull that out. It is not much difference. There's definitely more notes pages, which is what I found as one of my things that I need to probably enjoy the Hobonichi Weeks. Now, I won't unwrap this for you. You kind of know it's that fabric texture that we're all pretty used to. And I also got a Hobonichi Mega Weeks cover. And I did appreciate that they wrapped the Mega cover over the Mega. And you'll see I got a regular Weeks, and they wrapped the regular cover over the regular Weeks. So let's go look at that regular Weeks. All right, so culprit number one for things taking so long. Of course, we have the cover, the clear cover for the regular Weeks. And we have the Weeks in, I believe this is the Haunting Beauty, and it's so pretty. So I'm actually going to open this one because I'm definitely keeping it. Oh my goodness. And as you see, you guys, it comes with another protective plastic sleeve. And what a surprise. Sorry, I knocked my microphone off, but what a surprise. I have not seen an unboxing of this beautiful Hobonichi Weeks. So this was the secondary item that I wanted to make sure that I got. So if I were to place an order on Hobonichi's website, I did want this to be at least one of the items. This finally came back in stock. And this is the Junji Ito Tomie Haunting Beauty Weeks. And I had no idea that there were actually metallic touch points embossing on this. This is her beautiful jet black hair, right? And as you can see already, I have a very minimal amount of lotion on my hands, and you can see some of those fingerprints coming through already. What I do love about this is the very understated year. There's nothing on the spine. The spine is matte black, and we have this shiny finish, and there's definitely texture to it. There's a little bit of light gray highlighting when it comes to the hair, as you can see. You see that, and then the gold embossing. She also has her beauty mark, looks like enhanced right there, which is so cool. And again, we have a card and the pocket that we can place. And again, it's just a regular Hobonichi Weeks, but this is one that I had to have. Looking at it, I probably will use it for something other than just planning. I will probably be journaling with this or turning the pages into something else, because really the alluring factor to it was how beautiful the cover was. So here's that. This beauty was the driving factor for the order. This finally came back in stock. I missed the restock twice. I think it was initially released, sold out really quickly. I missed the restock, and I was about to just sign off Hobonichi forever, because I'm like, why? I set my timer and everything. You know, it was a 11 a.m. release in Japan or something like that, and I remember making sure that I had a break specifically so that I could get this, and I still missed it. And I'm like, why? Why do people do this? And this was released before I even planned on buying Hobonichi, and I was just like, this is the one that I want. I like some of the other planner covers, but I'm like, this is me. This one right here. It's Tomie is not me. Don't read into that, okay? She's crazy. But the look, the aesthetic of this, I was like, this is me. This is what I want. And I'm just such a huge horror fan. And, you know, Junji Ito has been in the horror game for quite a while now. And there's actually a video game that's been released on Tomie or Junji Ito, essentially, stories. So it's pretty cool, too. Anyway, I'm not going to unwrap this because coincidentally, after I placed this order, somebody that I know had sent me one that they found on eBay for a reasonable price. Now, what I'm talking about reasonable, these guys were on here, just the cover, for $400. A cover. Let me reiterate, a cover for $400, okay? They finally found one that was like $100 without the planner. So keep in mind, this whole thing, the cousin with the cover was $83 on the Hobonichi website. So I'm getting just the cover, no book, for $100 on eBay. And that was reasonable because the other ones were like $400. Anyways, I got sent that, which I'm so thankful for. And I knew me, I was like, that's stunning. So let's just go ahead and look at it in detail. All right, so yep, as I suspected, it's everything that I wanted. If you can't tell, because I do have the cover on cover, this is silver and it is metallic. Now, is it like blinding mirror metallic? No, it's like a brushed stainless. And it's absolutely beautiful. The little tips here are also metallic, like faux leather, and they are also finished edges. I'm not a huge fan of the ribbons, as I've heard many of you, but this is my current setup with a current year Hobonichi cousin A5 size. So am I just taken aback by this cover? Absolutely. It is everything that I wanted. However, now I have two. So hit me up if you want the other one. Two of the other items that I was able to snag from the release on my November Hobonichi order were the pencil boards, and I got one for, of course, the week size, and then one for the A5. So let me go ahead and unwrap these. All right, so they're unwrapped, and I just had to show you because this definitely has a holographic shimmer to it. So let's see me turning off one of the lights. You can kind of see it's the shattered glass or the glass shard holographic. And again, for the weeks, it's the same thing, but it's in this lovely light baby pink. And it has the same silhouette of Tomie. And for here on the weeks, it does show clear eyes, a sweet tart voice, fragrance from her beautiful skin. Who is Tomie? And then on the back, we have excerpts from the graphic novel. So let's turn the light back on. For the A5 size, again, we have the same quote. And then you have that on the back. And then for this one, I love that it's in Japanese. I'll have to go back to my book and see exactly what this part was. But they are so lovely. And again, these are workhorse items for me. Of course, it took me a long time to get them. But when it comes to these kind of purchases, I cannot bring myself to get into the collector's mindset, because then I will never enjoy my items. So I'm definitely going to use these, not worry about it, even though they are just so special and precious to me. I have to push that back, repress it, and use them as intended. Here are the last items that I got from my Hobonichi order, and I did go ahead and get the sticky notes. So let me go ahead and unwrap these because it's not just this sticky note. So here are the sticky notes. Of course, you have the speech bubble here, more of the yelling bubble, if you'd like. We have this design, beautiful. We also have another color in the baby blue, and then a little bit of a checklist to do, just telling us what to do there. And these are stuck onto the backing, but it looks like I can just easily peel that off. I do wonder though if there's an extra little sticky note or piece of paper on the back, and it doesn't look like there is. So this backing is still, it does still have an adhesive to it, so that's just something to be aware of. I got 3 of these pens, okay, as we already mentioned, and I was fortunate to be able to snag one of these when I originally bought my Hobonichi cousin, and I loved it. It actually made me, if you haven't seen my other video, it made me fall in love with multi-pens again, because I was like, oh my god, if you use a multi-pen, you're just giving up on life. That was just my internal monologue, like being judgy, right? And then I was like, let me try it out. And it was so convenient, you guys. I was so super wrong. And that's always just an important thing to remember. Check your cognitive bias, okay? So this led me down the whole rabbit hole of what I was talking about earlier with uni, because I believe this is a uni pen. If I get, yeah, right there. It's a uni pen, so it kind of put me down the rabbit hole of all the multi-pens, and I didn't know what I was missing, you guys. So anyway, I have used this. I love this pen, and so those other 3 I might have to use for a giveaway for 1,000 subscribers, because we are about 200 subscribers away. That's crazy, you guys. I can't believe it. So that's a good thing to check. Like, if you like this video, because you're already like a half an hour in and you're still watching and you're not subscribed, I'll wait. What are you doing? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You don't feel pressured to subscribe, but it is, you know, if you're here with me, then we're probably of the same kind of person, right? And yeah, just go ahead and subscribe if you feel like it. The next items here I did get are the tabs. So these tabs match the colors in the Hobonichi. And yeah, I just got those. They were pretty affordable. So these tabs, it looks like those were $3.99. So, you know, if I didn't have to pay the $100 in tariffs and shipping, then they're pretty reasonable, right? Again, here's some translucent sticky notes. I kind of want to see what these look like. So 1 second. And again, they match the same colors. And okay, yeah, I really, really like those. This is good for memory keeping. This is good for, okay, hey, where am I at in the month? Because that is a huge thing that, you know, one of the things about Hobonichi that I don't quite like. And then I got a complete planner from Sterling Ink. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I like it the other way either. So I'm still finding out who I am. But anyways, here are the little translucent tabs. Let's grab a little blue one. And I love the translucent sticky notes. You'll see when I show you my planner setup, I always have some with me because I don't like a lot of mistakes in my planner. I know that's like crazy talk, but I'm a crazy person. So anyway, I got these. Those were my last items from the Hobonichi haul. So let's go ahead and take a look at the planners themselves. The first Hobonichi that I have, I got this from Paper Plant Company, and I believe I paid, wait for this, I paid $40.95, and on the Hobonichi website, the base price of the weeks, the regular weeks is $27. So the tariffs and taxes are definitely priced in. So for reference, I got my Tamagotchi Stappo, the pen holder, for $62.95 on Paper Plant Company, and then the base price, you know, on Hobonichi was $37. So you're definitely still paying the price. It's just, you know, where are you getting it from, I guess, right? So anyway, this does have a plastic cover on it. As you can see, there is some level of texture. There's these raised stripes on here with our little icons, and I just love these. I think they're so funny. Oh yeah, there's some poop there. So if you know Tamagotchi, you know. So it does come with the stickers, so the little Tamagotchi-esque icons. And this one, I had high hopes for setting it up as my health kind of tracker for the year. And I used it through December pretty much until like the last week. And I just found that the things that I were tracking were not serving me very much. So I'll kind of show you what I did. This is just a little the notebook insert that comes in packs of 3s, and you can get these like for 3 for $10. These are some stickers that I got from Dandelion Diaries when I made an order. So she also included stickers of like your order's first name. Unfortunately, my first name is Jessica, but I thought I would include that there. I go by Kirk, but I thought I would use it anyway because I thought it was really pretty. And so I just chose some stickers that I thought kind of like represented health, like slow and steady, you know, take a hike, don't forget to basically take care of yourself. And for this, I turned the yearly overview into like a step tracker. I have to wear like a watch, a Garmin watch for my job. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I do. I've actually lost it because cool, ADHD is really, really fun. So I didn't end up actually tracking these on here. I did end up tracking them on the monthly, and you'll see that. And so here's the monthly. I went almost all the way to the end here. But as you can see, I was tracking sleep score, hours slept, weight, intensity minutes per day, water, steps, and over-the-counter medicine to kind of manage some of my conditions that I have, which is like really fun. So anything that I circled in red was something that like I wanted to focus on. I kind of want to get off the over-the-counter medicines if I can just manage it with diet. I have a lot of gastro problems. So I have a thing called eosinophilic esophagitis, and it's super fun. Just look that up. It's really great. And so that's kind of what I did for the month. It was pretty easy for the most part. A lot of these I was able to track with my watch. So if I needed to back plan, that was possible. And that's something that I found that I need to have if I have to stay consistent, especially with my ADHD and other neurospicy kind of things, tendencies. I need to be able to back plan when I don't have time to do it the day of. So it kind of motivates me to say, hey, if I miss a day, I don't have to scrap everything entirely. I can still go back and do some of the things that I need to. So having that safety net is really, really helpful for me in the neurospicy realm. So anyway, what I did in the end of here, so they give you a few extra months, and I know that planners come out and I get them by December, so I'm not going to use December of that year. So I start doing trackers. This is the longest run that I did so far this year, starting in December. And so it's like being able to put in the dates of the longest run. I eventually want to get to 15 miles. I think that would be really, really fun. 2 mile run time. I need to track my 2 mile run time. If you know, you know. Some push-ups. And these were just fun ones just to start out really, really low, because if I had to like time my push-ups, I could probably make it to like 25 or 30. I'm almost 40 years old, so, you know, but I do want to get it up to 50. And so just being able to kind of decorate these spreads in the like foil stars and all that stuff is kind of fun. But these were just some of the longest streaks that I was able to do with my personal trainer. Just, you know, I do these multiple times per the workout, but anyway, I don't really need to explain that. We've got plank time, because eventually I would like to get to about a 4-minute plank, so I can just do a plank instead of push-ups, because push-ups hurt my shoulders for some reason. And then here, this is how I started. So as you can see, this is very, very functional. This is very much like no decoration, all that stuff. And so this is like how much water I'm drinking. Some days it's a lot. Some days it's nothing, right? Like I would really love to dial in that water intake. And I get to do basically breakfast, lunch, dinner, water, you know, how much medicine I'm taking per day to manage my ADHD. And I do workouts, and then symptoms, and then mood. And then I will read stuff that is like very, very bad. I have these stomach episodes that almost put me into bed all day, which is very not okay when I have a 4-year-old. So if I can kind of manage that with diet, then I would like to. So, you know, December, the month of December, especially for a teacher, there's not a lot going on. And so, like, it's a lot of, like, a celebration kind of party thing, like, all the holiday parties, like, let's eat all this rich food. And so, you know, it was a lot that month. So I like being able to track that because it's very interesting to see. Here was a Hobonichi Weeks kit from Hubman and Chub Girl, and if you know me, you know I love the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. I think it's just a great movie. I'm actually getting a K-pop Demon Hunters tattoo in February, so look out for that. And I really liked that little, just the stickers that it came with. I thought it was really cute. So this is just me, like, trying some stickers, and eventually I kind of, like, just fell off with the tracking of the food. And so I made it till 27, 28 December, as you saw on the monthly overview. And it was just, like, a lot was going on that time. I kind of have to give myself grace for that. But if we go to the monthly area, I use the notes, and I kind of, like, put it out into goals. As you can see, I was just trying things out. I wasn't really sticking to it, obviously. I did do some, like, runs over here, but I wanted to get all of these done. It just didn't happen, right? What I did like was seeing kind of the foods that I was eating day per day, especially down here when it comes to takeout. I like frozen meals because it's super easy. I'm a very, very busy person, and kind of seeing, like, some of my pain. I was trying to see if, like, my food was causing some of the pain, because with EOE, eosinophilic esophagitis, a lot of it is diet related, but in order to manage it without medication, you kind of have to take out all of the allergens, so shellfish, milk, eggs, peanuts, soy, all of the things. And so at that point, like bread and all that, so at that point it's like very hard to manage without medication. Fortunately, this month I was able to be prescribed a medication called Dupixent, which is supposed to help. I have not started taking it yet because I'm so busy that the orientation that I need to be able to take it, because it's an injection, I have not been able to complete yet. So hopefully I will not be needing to track all of this dietary stuff. Okay, so anyway, I don't think this is going to serve me for the next month or so, which is why I haven't started the month of January. So I'm kind of like rethinking how I want to do this. I do like these areas. I think that's good. But I also don't want to just track every single, like, little thing. I kind of just want to be healthier overall. So I kind of want to track the things that I'm doing each day that just pushes me towards that goal. Maybe hydration is one of the things I will track, but other than that, I've been using this, like, clear insert that the weeks come with as a pencil board, as well as the matching Tamagotchi pencil board, which I think is so cute. So here's the first side and the back side. I have never used this for a ruler. I have my own rulers usually with me in the Stappo. And so there's my health planner so far. It's in pause right now. All right, so right now this is my workhorse. And as you can see, it's a Hobonichi cousin, so the A5 size. And it has the Junji Ito Tomie cover with the cover on cover, so the clear cover on top. If I were to take this out, you would see that there's more of a matte, like, satin finish to the cover, which I just love. And this cover is stunning. I've been using it for about a month now. Still looks brand new. But let's just take a deep dive on how I've set this up. And it's not perfect yet. I've been a very, very busy person for the past basically 10 years. But, you know, with the start of this new channel, I need to get better about showing you guys how I set this stuff up. So this is going to be a very realistic kind of overview of how I've set this up so far. Alright, so as we're gonna flip through this, like what I found very interesting is that I started doing my stickers for the dashboard really early. And it was probably around the, a little bit after I bought the pencil board, but I wasn't really thinking about it. And so this is kind of how I set up the front part. And I'm telling you guys, if you've done this before, you kind of know that this takes forever because it's like, like what theme do I want to go with? And like, blah, 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 right? So what I always like to keep in the front pocket here is a ruler, of course. I always have to have one of these, and I like a stiff ruler because I like to be able to use it to do washi tapes with. But I just love the little peep of, the theme of this cover. I think it's just so beautiful. It came with this card, which I also want to keep in there. It's just beautiful, and it's made out of like regular paper. So just keeping her, just peeking out right there. I also have this month's theme sticky notes in here, which are like, nice to have, but you don't really need those. And I also keep transparent sticky notes in here. Again, kind of with those tabs that you saw. I like the transparent ones because you can try out certain things in your layout before actually committing to them. So I keep the transparent ones there. And then I believe this is just a Hobonichi kind of insert, and it's just like a little something to keep there. I don't keep a lot in this front pocket. Sometimes when I'm using planners that aren't my like workhorse planner, which is, this is what this is right now, I will keep a folder of stickers that I use a lot in these areas. So it'll be like a plastic insert that folds over so that I can browse some of those stickers. But that's not what I'm using right now. So as you can see on the front page, I kind of want to fill this area in, so we can go ahead and bring out some more stickers. Just 1 second. And so I have one of my sticker books, and this is carrying a lot of my Hubman and Chub Girl stickers, and I want to use the sushi ones that you kind of already saw here. So I use a huge one right here because this whole front page is black and red themed, which is really, really cool because like the pencil board is black and red. I kind of just like totally forgot about it, but I guess my subconscious mind kind of brought that in. And so here I'm going to bring out my main stickers that I think I'm going to use. And this is from one of their sushi boxes. And what I want to do is stick to the black and red and white theme. So we take a look at these stickers, and I see some of these right away. So this is the same one here. I don't want to use another one of these. I could use it in a different, facing a different direction, but I think if I use this one here, this one has brown as a base, so I kind of want to like put that one aside. So it's between these two. And I definitely can use one of these over here, which I think I will go ahead and do. And then I can use this, and I think you want it facing the other way. And I think that really, really helps because there was just some gaps there that needed to be filled with stickers. So I love all of these stickers. These are very much me. I was actually called Analog 2 years ago, which I thought was really, really funny. So seeing that sticker, I was like, oh, that's me. I put washi tape in the background, and it's all like the planner tools. And I love that washi tape. I have Kakashi here, obviously. Let's not even, we know why, right? Overthinker for sure. I'm a teacher, so yes, I will elaborate, and that's a threat. So don't get cornered with me. I'm always running on 1%. I love ink. I love holographic, so I put my own like little sticker here. Just, I like that sticker. Eat the Rude is from Hannibal. And then I have Genu here from K-Pop Demon Hunters in the black and white sticker, and I thought that was just really, really cute. Now, two of my other functional things is the Pilot Friction multi-pen here. And this is the 4-color version. my boss actually got me this. I got her the 3-color version, and then I was like, man, I wish it came in a 4-color version. I didn't even check. Yeah. So she got me, she returned the favor and got me the 4-color version, and this is the one that I'm sticking with right now. I have 5 or 6 of those, and I've given them away to other people to like get them into the universe. But I really like an erasable pen for the planner because I can make mistakes and it's not a lot of, pressure. Another thing I have is a book clip, and we'll get to that later, but I always have one of those in there, and I always have a pencil board. Now, I will have 2. I like to have 2 because I have different areas of the planner that I use. But as you can see in this planner already, I have it tabbed up, and it looks like these are Dandelion Diary tabs. So they work perfectly well. I have 3 sets in here actually. So we have some for the monthlies, the weeklies, and the dailies. I know it's a lot, but I went with the grayscale theme that matches the grayscale cover. So far, it's aesthetically just totally me. So let's go over. This is the year overview. I'm just using this to track menstruation. I don't really need this at all, but I don't want to take it out because on the other side, it has the year at a glance. And what I'm doing is also tracking menstruation here whenever, family members are sick or whenever I have bad pain day when it comes to EOE. And then I track the college courses that I'm taking and then the courses that I'm teaching or that I'm supervising. So a lot going on already. Summer break is not from work. It is just from having to be on podium and teaching. So I've left this blank just in case I want to kind of change the format, but this is all erasable ink, so I can change it as I need to. And then what I've done here for the monthly, I really love a monthly overview, and I will say that if you notice that this is a theme, Hubman and Chub Girl, if you like stickers, you like washi tapes, they give you everything that you need in the ultimate subscription to do that overview, to do the monthlies, weeklies, all the things, the dailies. Like, you have stickers and stickers and stickers left over. It's crazy. So even how full this is, it didn't even touch 1% of how many stickers that we have. As you can see, there are a couple other stickers brought in, I think, from over here. This one in particular looks like a Coffee Monsters Co. sticker. And that may be one from one of the like down weeks or whatever. But anyway, this was all of December, and I think it looks really nice. I used the Pilot Friction just in black, and then anything that was like super outstanding that I needed to remember, I would use like a different color. I also have the January, so I've been more busy this month, so I wasn't able to write more highlights as I was here, but I have everything that I really need to know, and it's in a different theme. They send you a different theme every month, like you don't have to think about it, which I really, really love. However, there's some downsides to that, and I'll get into that in a second, but this is how it's kind of set out. Now with the next month, I have some things that I've already penciled in. It's actually like erasable pen. I have two tattoo appointments next month. I'm so excited. But then we also have some birthdays in there. But I can actually erase these when I go to set up for February. So I actually got the February stickers, so I'll give you a sneak peek right now. So I won't go through all of these, but this one's called Sweets Town. And they have a lot of like gummy bears and like pastel colors. So gummy bears, like little icing gingerbread looking houses and cotton candy trees and like different types of suckers and all that. And I love this subscription so much. Like, it makes it so easy. Everything that they send fits in this beautiful, like, the binder sleeve, so you can just like file them away because I always have extra stickers. 1 second. Okay, so I'm bringing up my hollow binder again, but I kind of keep everything in sections, and you already kind of saw the K-pop Demon Hunters one. I have a lot, that goes into this. So there's a couple pages just so I don't forget some of the stickers that I have. I think it's so cute. It's so cute. So some of the bigger ones in the front, I actually got 2 sets of this one, so I didn't run out super quick. I know that's crazy, but these are the sleeves that I'm talking about. So these are the sleeves that come with the subscription. And I'm telling you, I used the crap out of the Party Penguins one, and I still have so much to pull from. So many stickers. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. I have so many boxes, so many stickers to use, and honestly, it is just really such a good deal. I love the fact that I don't have to think about, you know, some of the things, like, because this was the last few days I had from the sticker sheet. Like I'm telling you, I used the ever-loving, you know what, out of this subscription, this one I used a little bit less, but I still have like just a massive amount of stickers. This one is one that I bought separately, so I had 2 sets there, and it was just enjoyable. And then the sushi box that I purchased separately, I also have just such a ton, and I think they're just so cute. But anyway, like this one will go right in here. After it's done, it's stored away efficiently, and there it is. So with the ADHD side of me and like the autism side of me, I love and hate this because I love a routine, but I also hate a routine. I don't know how to explain it, okay? So I set up a month beforehand, and I just put like little boxes in there. I put out all the days, I put the dates and all the things, and it's very helpful for me to have that already set out because it helps me stick to it. Now, every day, the dopamine rush does not hit when I see that it's already set up, because I'm like, ugh, well, it's already set up, like, okay, now I'm just going to use it because I'm going to use it. So there's the struggle of the ADHD individual, okay? So what I think I'm going to do differently, I'll show you. I'll keep the month overview the same because I think that works for me, and it looks really good at the end, and I'm like, that's very satisfying. So I'll keep this. But when it comes to the days, which is what I struggle with, actually, let's go to the weeks. Okay. So the weeklies, I just do for time blocking, and I'm not doing any particular style because I could use different colors for different like activities. I totally understand that. I don't, because I don't like all the different colors when I already have stickers that are different colors, so I like to keep it with black pen. So this just kind of shows me like where I'm spending my time. And I also have an area where I could have to-dos for the week, which is helpful. As you can see, some of my trackers that I put there that I've already, like, I set this up at the beginning of the month. Some of these are left to the wayside, and that's okay, because I filled out the weeks. Some of these, like, little areas, I'm like, what did I even do that day? It's okay. It's just kind of trying to see, like, am I sleeping consistently? Am I waking up consistently? How much time am I spending at work? So all of these weeks I set up prior to actually using them. As you can see, this was last week, it was a very busy week, so I wasn't able to keep up with this portion of my planner, and that's okay. Fast forward to this week, I was able to keep up with it. I was very busy, but I was able to keep up with it just to see where I'm spending my time, and this is what I use the weeklies for. Now, I already have the last week here, and then the next week, because it bleeds into February, so I've already made these. That's okay. It's not the most exciting thing for me, just with my mind and how my brain works, but it allows me to be like, okay, I can use it. It's not blank, blah blah. These next 2 weeks, they're fine. Now, the thing that I don't like is that when I set up my dailies, you get your monthly overview page. And as you can see, I have like a little sticky note. That's why it's the same sticky notes that I keep in the front. So I have my sticky note here. January, it's the beginning of a new year. New year, new me. You know what I mean? Wasn't really getting... I've read like 5 books since then. Since the beginning of January, just to let you know. And I haven't been able to keep up with it. I haven't set New Year's goals. Like any of the things that a lot of you planner folks like to do at the beginning of the year have not done. Does it bother me? Yes, it does. What I did this month, just to try it out, was I kind of decorated, because I have all the Hubman and Chub Girl stuff. So I have enough stickers and all the things for all the days, all the weeks, all the months, all that. I went ahead and pre-decorated everything. Okay, so the dailies, the date, the day of the week, the washi tape. And it's like, it's cohesive. It's kind of satisfying, right? But once I get super busy, this is kind of counterproductive. Keep in mind, I have a black binder clip because it matches the setup. Once I get super busy and I have tons of things to do, I don't use the dailies because I know this sounds counterproductive. It's not enough room. So here's my pencil board. It's just black. It's fine. What happens, and I haven't used the dailies since, let's just see how busy I've been. I'm a super, super busy person. I haven't been able to use the dailies since the 10th. It is the 18th, I think. So yes, Sunday the 18th. So I have all of these blah, blah, blah that are just, they have the tape, they have the pretty stickers. There's nothing on them. And I think a part of that is because it's like they're already decorated. And it's like, okay, well, like if I wanted that for the month, like cool. If I like am super cohesive about that, like I would love that. But there's 2 parts of my brain that are struggling, and yeah, it's just not working for me this month. And so that is kind of like the lessons learned that I'm going to take into the next month on this page. I'm going to leave the decorating to the week and see if that works. And if the decorating for the week doesn't work, then I'm going to do the day. We're going to see how it goes. Usually I'm not this busy. I have been swamped. Just ever since the new year hit, swamped. Now, if we like kind of go to the back of the Hobonichi cousin, I do have like the first page of notes. I've skipped a couple pages here, and then like the very last note page before we get to some of the like pre-printed pages. I have my ink and pen test page, which I love to do. And so far, so good with the new paper. As you can see, all of my fountain pens have worked very, very well on this paper, which I was so happy about. Because if you know me, I did buy an older 2025 cousin to kind of like play around with. And immediately I was like put off by that because I was like, I cannot use fountain pens at all on this paper. And it turns out it was just a bad year, a bad batch, and the paper is so thin you can still feel like the texture of the text on the back. And I can deal with this level of ghosting. Not ideal, but I can deal with it because of how thin it is. So I do like to test all of my pens and inks on this page before I write my planner, because I could potentially ruin a couple days worth of pages just by using the wrong fountain pen and ink. Alright, so here was my Hobonichi haul and how I'm using my Hobonichis so far this year. Definitely some learning and figuring out what I need to do to make this system work for me. But maybe you're in the same boat. So I'd love to hear from you if you are still kind of figuring out how you want to use the Hobonichi cousin or the weeks for this season of your life. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and tell me all the things. You guys have seriously impressed me with the level of just detail and confidence that you use in your comments, and I love reading every single one of them, even if they are like constructive or a little bit like criticizing. I love reading every single comment because that's what makes me make a better video for you. So let me know how you're doing in the comments. I hope you're staying safe and well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.